signal. We went over the far side of the course. Ben went over the far side there to bring the finish on that side. And that's where the signal just cut off. So apologies there. And if you missed the result, it was a surprise. Anna Flynn taking the win. I've got an interview with her. I'm going to put her up after this race on my Instagram. Follow that. The Coeliac Cyclist on Instagram. Link in the description below for you. She was surprised to win as much as probably most other people. She just said she used her skills, kept her head, and she had full bites on, full muds, extreme muds I'd even call them, and they seem to do the job. Now, we've got Carnage Corner where they were coming off, and I think it's going to be way worse in the men's. So I think this is going to be exciting. Again, could be anyone's race, because even the elite front guys, we've got Cam Mason, Thomas Fain, they could have a cropper on that corner, damage your mech or something, and it's a long run from that place to the pits. Race over if you come off there and damage your bike. I think it's going to be exciting. I really think as far as like 60, maybe even further into the top 10 favourite riders, we could see the winner come. Anything can happen. Conditions are super sliding. The wind is really blowing now, 40 miles an hour. The rain stopped fortunately, but most people are damp like ourselves, and it is pretty cold. Even with my 4 tops, 2 coats, 3 pairs of trousers, I'm frozen. But I am looking forward to this race, as you can tell. And Ben's going to bring you full coverage and commentary and let you know what's going on. Obviously, we're only streaming from one camera, but we will try and keep in a good location. There will be wind noise. There's nothing we can do about that, guys. It is 40 miles an hour. We're doing our best, and hopefully you'll enjoy the coverage. We are now, we go at 2:30. Oh, I'll tell you in a minute how far we are. It's 2:27, so we've got 3 minutes. We're not going to go right down to the start because the start grid is down on the seafront, and then we've got to haul ourselves back up here. We missed like a whole lap if we do that for the live stream. But we will see them. They'll come up the first climb to us, and then we'll see them. Ben will have them in view, and it'll give you a full race commentary of what is going on. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. If you do, please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out with brands and partners and keeping the channel going. Just fun to making more videos. If you've enjoyed this stream, give it a like. That'll help people find it. And please watch some of the other videos. They're mainly race videos from gravel and my cross races. Some of them from some big events, the Gralock, Chase the Sun. They're all POVs with different side views. I do put a lot of effort into them. Some of them have like 4 cameras, angles on them. So a lot of effort goes into them. Follow along for those. And there are some other stuff on the channel, check it out. But enjoy this video. I'm going to do some stuff for Instagram while Ben's doing this. And there will be a highlights video from the whole weekend. I'll get that out for Monday, Tuesday this week. I'm going to do my best. We've got a 5-hour drive back down south after this. So it's going to be a late one for myself and Ben tonight, 10 o'clock. We will get there. Enjoy this live feed. And we'll find out who the new British national champion will be of cyclocross this year. Will it be Cam Mason again, or will there be a surprise?
As we are now only a couple of minutes out from the start, you can see people in the pits after having changes of bikes on the start or after the female race. They are washing those off, and you can hear those petrol washers in the background firing up and going as we anticipate the start of this men's elite race. As I head up to the start, the wind noise will be loud. Potentially turn your volume down on the device you're watching it on. We are at the top of the hill, but as I head down, hopefully the commentary will be better for you. We're trying our best. The last race feed did seem to cut out for the women as I headed over the other side, so I won't be heading over the other side of the course until the end of the race to try and get the finish for you. There is a lot more spectators over there, and the 5G bandwidth just isn't having any of it, and it's cutting out our stream. However, it is not long now until the highly anticipated elite men's race. They should be off a little bit of the hill here. The last live stream was filmed, so hopefully later on when YouTube posts, they will have the full race for you to be able to watch on the channel afterwards. Hopefully now we are here ready to go. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, it helps us out a lot. It is absolutely freezing weather out here. It is 40-mile-an-hour winds. It is 5 degrees, feels like 0, and it has been raining all day. Plenty of the riders soaked. A lot the start of the race compared to what it warmed up in. Conditions, especially here this on sliding around, getting opportunity to run safer the last. It was carnage, it was chaos. I'm sure we'll see more of it in the men's race, but as you can see, people setting up for the pits for this elite men's race. It won't be long now until they are off, until they have started. What a fantastic course we have here on South Shields. It has been well set up, well marshalled all weekend, and a good number of spectators have come out this weekend to watch this. Despite the weather conditions this afternoon, there is a good few hundred spectators here watching the racing, which is amazing to see. Hopefully the commentary, the live stream will be much better on this one. If not, it will go live, and live the whole race will be uploaded in a better quality afterwards. If the quality does drop at any point, it will be fully uploaded in a better quality later on tonight, so that must be off coming over the top of this hill anytime. Will we see an early break like we did in the women's? Who's going to take that time? Sorry about the wind up here. This is only for the first part of the race, as the boys are now coming over the brow of the hill. It is a fast start. I can see Cam Mason's had a nice good start this time, in second place already. Thomas Main glued to his wheel, and some other boys looking like an Amy brother, Oscar or Alfie, on the front of this race next to Cam Mason. This is a fast start. Some Spectre Racing boys on the front as well. Kieran Jarvis there, an Eastern rider, well up there already. What a fantastic start for him. We've also got Max Racing in this race. Didn't see him come through. He must have already shot through. Nick Craig there, yesterday's winner of the V50 men's race. What a cracking race. If you want to go and watch that, you'll be able to see that on the channel from yesterday, all streamed. Here we are, two of the Spectre Racing boys now moved up. Cam Mason currently sitting in fourth, with Thomas Main just in front of him. Kieran Jarvis there from the east, number 20, well up in the field currently. That is a fantastic start for him. Max there from the east region, riding for the Ornata race team. His own bikes that he has designed himself. Give them a look up. They also do wheels, racing fantastically here on the national scene. And what a cracking start from those Eastern boys. As you can see, a big field here, hopefully plenty of action, even though we are just getting this side of the course. Already a mechanical, unfortunately, for one of the riders up the top here, and that is going to be a scoot down past the pits. Once he gets down the hill, it is not too far to the pits for him. He will shoot right through to and past the pits, as the riders are now dropping down over into that velodrome section of the course. Good start for Cam Mason, highly anticipated, probably the favourite to win this one, but we will see. He has been doing well over in Belgium, but still struggling in the latter half of the races where he is dropping off. He has been doing a lot of racing and is currently sitting second in one of the series for this, but unfortunately a mechanical already for this rider. That is unfortunate. He is going to get himself into the pits, hopefully grab a new bike, but that is hard. Hopefully he'll be able to put down some power and get himself back. But he has got a bike waiting for him. He is scooting that bike into the pits. He is doing a fantastic job just to keep going. Most riders would have already given up, but this rider, keep going, take another bike. What an awesome change there. Great work from his pit crew. As you can see, the pit crew already starting, getting themselves sorted. A couple of bikes perhaps already come in. A lot of riders will be, a lot of the pit crew will be booting up their washers. Perhaps have already taken some feedback from the riders on tyre pressures, or that they will be pitting during the race. Communication is key between the pits, and the pits is a double-sided pits here, and it is about halfway. It is a good pit here and close to the riders for easy communication. Where we are here, we are on this off camber. We saw a lot of slipping and sliding in the female race, and potentially the same in the men's. It has really come down here, as you can can see it is slippy, it is slidey. Lots of spectators out today, and as you can see, they are moving around the course as the riders, the elite men, are heading up and around towards the sandpit now. How early will some of these riders want to take it on? Will some of these riders be trying to take it out early, establish an early lead? Kieran Jarvis, number 20 for the East region, well up there at the moment in the top 20. Fantastic start for him. Max, slightly further back in the top 35 riders. Another fantastic start for him as well. But here we are, we're overlooking the course here. You can see the wind, you can see the waves in the background, but as you can see just in the distance here, you've got riders looping back round, going to head towards into that sand pit. Now that sand pit is a block headwind into that and through it. A lot of the riders earlier on in the race is saying how hard they're finding that sand pit, heading into it so slowly, but some of these elite riders, they are going to float through that sand like it is nothing. They have got big power, big watts for these boys. A lot of these riders, some like Cam Mason, racing on the elite scene and performing in the top 10. Fantastic results, fantastic riders, and some good action-packed racing to come. As we wait for them to head back through to the sandpit, who will be leading as they come through. We see now one rider looking like they've already pushed on and out in front. Oh, Cam Mason leading them out though. That must be Cam Mason up the front there. Cam Mason at the front of this race already, taking it on hot at the start. He has got 2 or 3 riders with him, but he is starting to really pull this out early on, and he is establishing a gap early on. Here is Cam Mason. Cam Mason already starting to push on now. Really pushing this strong. Not gone in for a pit. Looks like he's being followed by Oscar Amy in close. Followed then by one of the Spectre Racing boys, but they have already established themselves a big gap, and the crowds are loving this. Looks like Thomas Main already started to drop off. Not sure whether he's had a problem, sitting in 4th place there, followed by another Spectre Racing rider in 5th. But Cam Mason really pushing on now, and he has got Oscar Amy glued to his wheel, following those lines. He is the one you want to follow if you can follow anyone. And as they're going to come round, we should see some slipping and sliding on this slope as they come round here. A fantastic job of all the riders in these conditions, though. It is cold and windy. It has been wet. These guys are racing in the long sleeves. Cam Mason opting for the shorts. The only one in the top 10 wearing short legs. But he is flying away now. He is pushing on in the distance. He is really pushing himself on now. Trying to pull away. Oscar Amy not letting him go, though. As we can see, Kieran Jarvis there, just coming around from Optimum Racing, racing again on one of those Ornata bikes, but Cam Mason being overtaken by Oscar Amy on a lower line. Fantastic riding there from Oscar Amy as they are about to come over the top and round into this off-camber. Oscar Amy is going to lead them in. He is riding that very well and very strong here. Fantastic riding from Oscar Amy here. As you can see him sliding, Cam Mason right on his wheel here. Fantastic racing from all these boys. But Oscar Amy there, fantastic racing and a fantastic line. Cam Mason, all of them slipping out and around. Those top 3 riders though are clear, and Oscar Amy keeping cool, calm and collected now. Don't look like he's overstretching himself. Followed by another one of those Spectre Racing, and Thomas made in 5th place at the moment. A former British national champion. As we have riders sliding off everywhere around this course. This is slippy, this is sliding, and this is cyclocross. Some of the riders now choosing to run this. Probably a safer bet, but even running it, they are struggling. and piling up on the corners. It is absolute carnage. There's tape in people's mechs. They can't even run this. It is so slidey. They are going as fast as they can and causing absolute mayhem on this course. Another rider down there sliding down. It is so slippy and so slidey compared to this practice. After the female race, they have really cut this up. Well done, Kieran. Stay wide. Awesome work there from Kieran Jarvis. If he can stay wide, that is definitely the better line here. Going narrow is gonna... has worked for him there, though. He has done a fantastic job. Well done, Kieran. Kieran Jarvis there. Fantastic start for the East rider. As all the riders are slipping out, there is no grip here. Only the front riders able to ride this. Max there. Wide line, Max. Awesome work and from the Ornata Bikes rider, who has really run himself through there, even slipping around, gained a good 5 places there. Great work, Max. And people are sliding all over the show. Nick Craig there on the floor, everyone down and sliding. There is absolute carnage here on the course at the British Nationals. There is people everywhere, people bum sliding down the course. Fantastic work from all of these riders. As they are slipping and sliding everywhere, there is nothing they can do here. They are sliding around and there is no grip. Look at that guy cheering. The crowd are cheering them all on. They are loving this. This has really cut up now and it is causing carnage for these riders, as those lead riders have come around and passed the pits now. The pit crew look like they're working hard. People come in for some pit changes. Fast changes happening now, though, for these boys. They are really flying into the pits, having no problem pitting really quickly. As we have more riders sliding down and around at the back here. This is carnage. This is a lot steeper than it looks on the camera and very, very cut up here. As you can see, the riders spread out across the course now. It is a fantastic venue here and has really worked well for this Cyclocross Nationals. As you can see, looks like one of the Amy Trinity Racing boys has come in for a pit change. Perhaps that was Oscar at the start, opting for a fresh bike, fresh tyres, fresh clean tyres. The winner of the last race, Anna Flynn, riding full bike tyres. Currently at the moment, it was Oscar Amy in the lead as they came through this section, followed by Cam Mason and one of the Spectre Racing riders. As local rider Kieran Jarvis heads into the pit there, had a pit onto a fresh Ornata bike. It is a gorgeous paint colour. Check those bikes out if you haven't heard of them already. Ornata bikes. They're now shutting off part of the course here. It is sliding so much. They believe it is a safety hazard. BC feed dropping out hasn't surprised me. Heading over that other side of the course where the feed was is horrendous for signal. I was struggling on the signal in the back in the last race. People absolutely loving this. Loving the racing here. People are loving this. As you can see, riders over here racing round. Absolutely fantastic racing from all of the riders here. The crowds are cheering on. Everyone is loving this atmosphere. As you can see, pit crew's working hard as we wait for the leaders to come back through the sandpit. It won't be long now. They are really flying. Looks like it's Cam Mason with the Spectre Racing rider in the lead. In the distance. As you can see, they just head downhill over the far side, but you can see riders trailing behind, following through. When they come round, we will see who is in the lead. Currently in the lead, it was Oscar Amy, one of the Spectre Racing boys, and Cam Mason, who had established an early lead in this race already.
I'll give more interesting than I thought it was going to be. Well, thanks, good work.
As we can see, the pit crew here working hard, and crowds here who have come out in this awful condition. Fantastic work to all of the crowds. Look at them lined on this slippery section, waiting for some more carnage on the course as riders really powering and pushing on. Won't be long now, we can see two lead riders in the distance coming into that sandpit, into the block headwind there. That is a hard headwind. We've heard from some of the riders earlier on in the post-race interviews, which are on the Coeliac Cyclist YouTube Instagram page. Go and check that out if you want to see some of the post-race interviews, but people saying that that sandpit is really hard due to the headwind coming in. People are struggling to get through that, and some finding harder to cycle than run. But Cam Mason really pushing on now. Got another rider glued to his wheel. Is that one of the Spectre Racing boys, or will that be Oscar Amy? Looks like it's one of the Spectre Racing boys, but Cam Mason putting the hammer down after that sandpit now, and he has come through with a 2 or 3 second gap just to that next rider, but that Spectre Racing rider not letting him go, and they are really powering. This is a headwind, a block headwind right here, and they are powering through. Look at those guys, real brute power through this, onto this course, and they are making this look easy. They are really flying through this course. These two front runners. Looks like they're then closely followed by another Spectre Racing rider in third place. So Spectre Racing have got two riders. Oscar Amy down to 5th place here. Still a great result. Looking like he's about to move himself up into 4th. And Thomas Main down in 6th position at the moment. Not a fantastic placing for him after a bad start, but Cam Mason up at the front with that Spectre Racing rider. We are trying to bring the best stream here. That is a great question. Why is Mr. Coppola not racing today? I've seen Giorgio Coppola putting some comments in there. Why are you not racing today then, Giorgio? This would make a fantastic video for Giorgio Coppola. Slipping and sliding. He loves a mud fest. As we see, this is Carnage Corner now, as they are slipping, sliding.
Oh, lovely.
Toby from Spectre Racing. These boys taking a really wide line, and this is perfect. Looks like Toby Barnes in 2nd place, who's just taken Cam Mason round Carnage Corner, but they are both battling it out. Fantastic work from both those riders. As we have another Spectre Racing rider in 2nd place here. In 3rd place here, he's taken out half the course with him. Not sure that that course adaptation is allowed, but the commentators and all of the marshals are right on that. As a lot of these later riders, including Oscar Amy now, choosing to run there. Oscar Amy sitting in 5th, just in front of Tom Main, who has had a slip there.
Go on, Summer, keep it going!
As we have guys coming on this off camera just sliding, and there is no grip here at all. The winner of the female race riding full Schwalbe bites to win that race, and a lot of these riders, you can see why. This course is really cut up, and these riders are struggling to ride this now. And there is a lot of slipping, a lot of sliding. That high line and a wide angle around this is the way to go by the looks of it. All the inside riders seem to be struggling. Brilliant skills from some of these riders though. Fantastic work. As we spin round and look across, looks like Toby Barnes has gapped Cam Mason at the moment. There is a 2 or 3 second gap here for Toby Barnes, who is leading out Cam Mason here. Cam Mason, the defending 3-time champion, is in trouble now. Toby Barnes is putting down the hammer and he is taking it to Cam Mason. Now this is a race we want to watch here. As they're coming through past the pits, Toby Barnes leading this out. He is giving Cam Mason a good run for his money this year for that British jersey. Cam Mason riding himself back up there. Racing has been going for around 20 minutes or so. We have got 40 minutes left of action-packed racing with these guys to go. Not the most technical of courses out here today. Lots of twists and turns, but this mud and the ice and the wind and weather conditions are really making this technical. Fantastic work there from Kieran Jarvis, Ornata Racing. As we can see, Thomas Main there struggling, and a big gap from him to what looks to be Oscar Amy and another boy racing in front of him. Toby Barnes at the moment going for the win. Giorgio Coppola backing him in the comments. Keep that live chat going. Loving all the support. You can see the support here for these guys and all the support on Carnage Corner we have here. These guys are loving it. Nick Craig sliding out there and he is loving it. Not 100% sure on how many laps are left, as that is over by the finish. However, I will try and get that information for you. I would imagine they will be racing about 6 laps of this course. Quite a long course when they drop down into the velodrome. But we have got all sorts of carnage going on Carnage Corner here. They are sliding, they are slipping, and crashes are happening all over the place. The atmosphere on this course is incredible here, and all these riders are doing a fantastic job. As we have the riders who are loving the crowd support and putting on a fantastic show for all of the riders. Well done, Max. Two local Eastern riders there battling it out and putting on a fantastic show for all of the spectators here. They are slipping, they are sliding, but they are giving it a go. Fantastic work from these guys here. If you are liking this coverage and you are liking the commentary, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, it helps us out massively. But this is fantastic racing, choosing to run this. People slipping, people sliding. We're going to try and get across the course and over to another section just now. See if we can get some more coverage. As we can see, we're coming by the pits now. People starting to opt for bike changes, whether for mechanicals or other reasons. There is the pits going on. You can hear those petrol washers going mad. Here we go though. We will wait now for the boys to come along and down this straight. As we head up the hill, we'll be able to get a nice view of them racing. As you can see, it's quite a slippy bank. People have been slipping just walking on this steep bank. The marshals doing a fantastic job to maintain the course. As we have a nice wide view here of the course. Everyone helping out to put the course back together. As you can see, plenty of people racing, and we still have a highly anticipated good race at the front. We'll see, will it be Toby Barnes or will it be Cam Mason who come out of that sandpit and into this bit first? We've got Giorgio Coppola backing Toby Barnes for the win for this one. We'll see who takes it. For sure, we do know it's going to be exciting, and we can see, look at the action on Carnage Corner here. People are loving it. Fantastic show being put on by them further back in this field, who are loving the crowd support here. and the turnout is incredible. Look at the turnout for this race, considering the weather, considering the rain, the winds. Everyone is loving this, but it does look like Cam Mason has just taken back the lead from Toby Barnes, but Toby Barnes still with him, still on his wheel. If as we zoom in here, we'll see them pop through the fence before they run alongside the pits, and that is Cam Mason just leading out from Toby Barnes here as they're going to run alongside the pits. Will either one of them pit? Cam Mason opting for a pit now. Toby Barnes pitted last time. Toby Barnes is putting down the hammer as Cam Mason is in that pit, but this is a block headwind this straight. These boys might not look like they're moving very quick, but trust me, they will be putting down big watts right now to get through. And Cam Mason coming back through to the front if he can. He wants that front position heading into this technical section, but Toby Barnes not giving it up easily. These boys are racing wheel to wheel, followed then closely by another Spectre Racing, but these two boys with a good 30-second gap over the rest of the field now, and they are flying round. They are storming. Looking like Oscar Amy still in the top 5 today. Fantastic result for him after winning the junior race last year at Kent Cyclopark. Giorgio Copper letting everyone know that he is not racing today. Thought he'd give Cam Mason and all the other boys a chance. He, didn't want to chop them or take them out, but, fantastic riding from these front runners. Awesome. Trying to get himself a lead, but Toby Barnes riding fantastic lines here and just riding himself back onto that wheel at every push Cam Mason seems to be throwing. Toby Barnes is responding, a little gap opening up, but he is really powering back onto those wheels. Let's see if we can get a good shot of Carnage Corner now as Toby Barnes has a little back wheel slide there. Cam Mason's looking good. Sorry about the wind there, but we are getting good footage of Carnage Corner there. Both riders smoothly. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out massively. We are bringing a free stream here, and we are trying to get the best footage we can. Up in the top 5 there, Thomas Main riding himself back into this, trying to get himself back into this race, but he looks too far adrift to me to try and take another British Championship jersey. Cam Mason really pushing on in the distance now. He's really fighting hard and pushing on, opening up a good 3 or 4 second gap to Toby Barnes now. Fantastic work from Cam Mason, really putting him on, but Toby Barnes having an answer to this. He is pushing on hard. He is not giving this to Cam Mason easily. He is really having to fight as the pit crew now really working hard. A lot of people opting for a pit as we see more riders coming through here. Fantastic racing from everyone in these conditions today. It is brutal, it is hard, it is cold, but this is great cyclocross racing. Cam Mason really pushing on now. He is opened up a 5 second gap now, just over Toby Barnes. Toby Barnes still fighting for this, but Cam really hammering up pace now, really showing why he races against those elite boys and why he is the 3-time British champion. Will he make it a 4th today? He is fighting and he is not gonna give up easily. As you can see, the pit crew working hard. He is not taking a bike this time. Toby Barnes, will he take a bike? He didn't last time through the pits. Looks like he might be coming in. No, he is going to stay out of the pits. Both riders opting not for a pit this time, to stay out, and they are both racing. Cam Mason, as you can see, as he heads into the other field now, has pulled out a big lead over Toby Barnes. There is at least 8 seconds there. However, this is cyclocross. In previous races today, if you've seen the other live streams, we had issues earlier. Milo Wills had a crash, took him out. He ended up with a mechanical and ended up 11th in the race. You never know what will happen. Those two boys had a big lead. If you haven't seen that, check it out on the channel. Subscribe. There will be uploaded in quality. We have live streamed all of the racing action this weekend for you to go and check out. We have done it free, so don't forget to subscribe to support the channel. It helps us out massively. Here comes Nick Craig, winner of the Vet 50s, racing 2 races this weekend. What a machine. He is flying around and he is giving a good bit of action for the crowds. I mean, the crowds have packed round Carnage Corner and they are loving this racing. Cam Mason looking like he was starting to open up. However, he did look like he was starting to open up on the last lap as he headed into that section as well. When he comes out of there, will he still have that gap or will it have closed back up? Will Toby Barnes have been able to recover and get back to his wheel? This is fantastic racing from all these riders and it is exciting racing. There's Kieran Jarvis from Optimum Coaching, riding on the Ornata bikes, a local bike brand from the East region. Check them out, Ornata, O-R-N-A-T-A bikes. They are making fantastic cyclocross specific bikes at the moment. You've got him out here today representing and racing on their bikes. A good show for the region. We also have Max out here today racing on the Ornata bikes. He is the one who has designed these bikes and is done a fantastic job, especially with the paintworks. They are looking absolutely superb. Down in the pits now, look at all these guys with those petrol washers. There is going to be absolutely no grease left in those bikes. I hope they've got good people servicing them, because that is going to be an expensive lot of bearings when you petrol wash all that grease out of those bearings. But here comes Max, who I was just talking about, racing on the Ornata bike, a beautiful bike in this white, and a fantastic job being done here by Max. Well done, Max, awesome work. Racing for the Ornata race team there, they have got bikes and wheels and they are looking absolutely fabulous and riding superb. Nick Craig over there in Carnage Corner, bigging up the fans, giving them a slide, and they are absolutely loving it. Fans having to be careful down there as Carnage Corner is getting so muddy and people are being almost taken out on the side of the course spectating. Now, can we see Cam Mason off in the distance, and does he have a gap? He will be coming through that sandpit soon and back over to this side of the course. Unfortunately, I cannot get any action for you on the other side of the course, as you may have seen in the women's race previously. As I went over there, the 5G signal cut out. I believe the BC cams are probably using all the 5G signal, although apparently their stream's cutting out as well, so you're better to be here because at least you're not paying. Fantastic work from all these riders today. Awesome racing from them. Now where's Cam Mason? We're looking off in the distance. Can we see him? He'll be coming into that sandpit real soon and back into this section of the course. Don't forget, if you're enjoying this, you can see all the races that have been streamed over the weekend on the YouTube channel. Drop a subscribe if you're enjoying, and you can watch those when you're on the turbo. Find out who the British champions were, or see if you can see any local riders from your region racing. Now Cam Mason, he is coming in to the sandpit, and he has come out of the sandpit and he is alone now. He has got a 15-second gap over Toby Barnes. He has really pulled this out now and he is absolutely flying as he comes back into this half of the course. Will he take a bike? We saw him take a bike last lap, or will he be opting to stay out? He is going to head in and take a bike. He has time now. He's got a good 10-second or so gap over Toby Barnes, and he is going to keep plugging away now. He's taken a bike. Will Toby Barnes follow him and head into the pit as well, or will he opt to stay out and try and save some time? But he has got a decent gap over Toby Barnes now. He is showing why he is the 3-time British National Cyclocross champion, and he is flying up these climbs. He shows why he can compete with the elite at the level he does, as Toby Barnes has gone in and taken a bike and he is sitting second place. But there is a good gap between those two now. Toby Barnes still with a good gap over third place though, looking like he might have this second place locked up and secured. And if he keeps fighting, this is cross. You never know what happens. You have punctures, you have mechanicals. And like we saw earlier on today in the junior boys race, Milo Wills having a mechanical, and it cost him a good portion of his race. Cam Mason having a little slip up the top of that there, showing how slippy it is even for the best, with the best equipment on these amazing bikes. But he is really powering now. He is really fighting. He wants this British Champs jersey. He wants to be racing on the elite seat. Shouting 17 seconds to him, having a little slip there though. He's not having this easy, he's not having this his way. Shall we see how he does on Carnage Corner? Just been overtaken by Thomas May. We have got all the action looking like Oscar Amy now sitting in 6th place. A fantastic ride for the under-23 rider. I believe that might put him in the lead of the under-23 race. I'm not 100% on how old some of the other riders are in this race. Let me know in that live chat if you know he might be leading that under-23 race and looking comfortable at the moment with a big gap behind him. Fantastic racing from all these riders though. As we can see, Cam Mason looking rather annoyed there, maybe shaking his hands because he is cold. I'm not 100% sure, but he does not look happy. Maybe a flat, maybe a mechanical, but he is not looking happy at the moment, shaking his hand down as Thomas Main comes around behind me. Not sure what's happening there for Cam. Is he looking for a pit? What's he looking for here? He's going to be asking things from his mechanics. He is going to be asking from his people around the course. Is he going to be getting answers? He's having to work really hard for this, and he's looking for the grip on the green. Toby Barnes still putting him under pressure. Is he closing in slightly here? Toby Barnes struggling a little bit around this technical, a little bit more, having to hang a leg out. The Spectre Racing rider. But fantastic riding from both these guys, putting on an absolutely amazing performance. Watch as Cam Mason now loops around. Will he come into the pits? He wasn't looking happy earlier. Has he got a mechanical? What's going on? He's really pushing on here. He is not easing up at all. Potentially he's going to come into the pits though after that banging on of the handlebars. We'll find out. Or will he just stay out? Let's see what his plan is. Looks like he's just going to stay out. He's happy with the bike or can't get one. He's shouting to his pit crew about the front tyre, pointing to his front wheel. He is clearly not happy about something, wants something changing. I can imagine he is going to come into that pit when he comes around after going through the velodrome. However, still looks like he's moving quite a lot faster than Toby Barnes, and this is why communication between your pit guys and your racers is so important. All of the support out here though, loving Carnage Corner, and we have loads of racing going on. Exciting, action-packed, and we are now 40 minutes into this race. We must only have a couple of laps left to go before the British national solo and under-23 champions will be crowned. If you are enjoying the live stream, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out massively. We are out here, we are filming, and we are bringing you this stream for free, and hopefully you are enjoying it. We also have streamed all of the other races live. Hopefully you can go and watch those another time, potentially when you're training on the turbo indoors, and you can be grateful you're not out racing in these bitterly cold conditions. As we can see, the pit crews down there with their petrol washers really working hard. As you can see, looks like a rider there having a mechanical and scooting into the pits on a bike. So tough in these conditions. Plenty of riders having mechanicals. Looking like Oscar Amy has ridden himself back onto Thomas Main's wheel. Looking calm and collected out there today, Oscar Amy. Leading, I believe, the under-23 race. correct me if I'm wrong and you know differently based off the stream, but I believe he is the one leading the under-23 race, and not just by a little bit, he is flying. They have a good 30-second gap over anyone else behind them, and he is hanging on to Thomas Main's wheel. He is glued. But here we have Kieran Jarvis from the East region coming round on the Ornata bike. Well done, Kieran, fantastic racing. Making that look easy. You might recognise Kieran. He goes and races Central League and other leagues as well. We've also got Marshals out here doing a fantastic job at keeping the course intact, putting up more tape, trying to keep the spectators safe, and they are doing a great job out here at South Shields. As you can see out on the sea, it is choppy. It shows how bad the wind is at this venue, but we are bringing you the racing. These guys, here comes Nick Craig, they are struggling to get into that headwind and come up on these. The watts being put down, they might not look like they're going fast, but the watts they are pushing down that straight will be immense because of that headwind that they have got. As you can see, pit crews getting ready for bike changes and all sorts. Great work from all the pit crews down there in these cold conditions. Mud doesn't look like it's picking up too badly on the bikes though. Despite it being cut up, the mud is not picking up too badly on people's bikes. Plenty of people will be able to one bike this course unless they are looking for changes and up in that top 10. I guarantee there will be a good few riders out here one biking this course unless they have problems. It's not picking up. As long as you got plenty of clearance, you are going to be fine on a one bike. It's not sticking, it's not picking up. If any of you were at Kent last year, you will know that was picking up like mad and sticking to the bikes, and we had half lap pits out there. I was in the pits last year for a couple of the Eastern riders, and that was chaos. Absolute carnage in the pits. Trying to get the half lap bike changes done is really hard, so kudos to all of those guys in the pits today. They're doing a fantastic job for their riders and racers. And here we have more riders going around the corners, giving a this is a fantastic view of what we have up here. Sorry if the wind is quite bad, I'm trying to shelter it, it's coming from behind me. Hopefully you are all enjoying this stream. As you can see, people battling through. And it won't be long now until we see Cameron Mason, as we see Nick Craig, the V50 British champion, heading down there, being helped up by the crowd. Had a little slip off, had a little crash, his bike stuck in the tape, and he is lapping up the crowd. Enjoyment and spectators, and they are cheering him on. They are loving the show. But here comes Cameron Mason. He's just gone in for a bike pit and he is leading this one out now. He has a good gap over Toby Barnes, but Toby Barnes not giving up. Potentially this gap is closer than it was last lap. Hopefully Cameron Mason may be a bit happier with his bike setup now. And Toby Barnes though really pushing on, coming round here and absolutely flying through. He is not giving up. And I reckon that gap has stayed very similar to last lap. Again, probably a 17 or so second gap. Coming down, lapping riders, and really quite and well mannered, even to those back riders, shouting right, shouting left, letting them know where he is. The fastest way to get past people always in a race is to shout, be polite, call them. That's Cam Mason now moving away from the field and start lapping people. I'm not sure whether they have stuck to the 80% lap rule this year. They were talking about not doing it due to lower numbers. They were talking about not 80%ing riders here. That's less than especially when you're racing against guys like Mason in the field. I don't feel like it's going down the race, as it's a long way up here to South Shields. If you're only going to get 30 minutes of racing or so, does it seem worth it to a lot of these guys? One of people there for Cam shouting, telling him 17 seconds. sliding around Carnage Corner, but Toby Barnes able to ride a section that Cam Mason wasn't there. Will he be able to ride Carnage Corner and potentially have an advantage over Cam Mason? No, struggling as well. Toby Barnes, that is becoming really slick. Even these front riders, the wind is kicking up for this backstretch. As we can see, Thomas Main pushing on here. He looks like he's now battling up for that third position spot. If he can push on and up a bit further, currently sitting in 4th or 5th position, not 100% sure, but he is racing strong still after a bit of a weaker start. Not his best race start, and here we have Oscar Amy still with a huge gap behind him. Must be leading the under-23 race, and he is looking effortless and smooth, having his bike changes nice and clean bike on that Trinity Racing paintwork there. A lovely, gorgeous bike that Specialized he is racing there with a nice, vibrant paintwork, as we still see Cam Mason with a big gap behind him. Still got that 17-second gap when he came past me, and looks very similar on this section of the course. He's not pulling out over Toby Barnes. After that big acceleration, Toby Barnes has been able to hold the gap to Cam Mason, and potentially we might see him push on in these last couple of laps and deliver a good finish for you. I will try and get over to the finish for everyone on the live stream. However, last time I went over there, the coverage was not amazing. Just had confirmation in the chat that Nace has won the Belgian champs. It was very close in the end, but it will be good to still see him in the jersey on that elite scene. And looking like at the moment we will still see Cameron Mason in the jersey on the elite scene. We will find out. Absolutely fantastic racing from all of these guys out here, though. Bitterly cold conditions. I mean, these poor guys getting sprayed. It's not far from the pits to the thing, and those petrol washers with that wind, the water, that must be bitterly cold, as Toby Barnes is really ramping it up here and chasing down. He has not given this up yet. He is still fighting. He is still in this race. It might be a 15-second gap, but that's not a lot if you have an issue in cross. You have an off, you have a down, you have a mechanical, and this race is still anyone's at the moment. Toby Barnes still in with a good contention, as we see the third place riders. The big battle for the third place now is still underway. Fantastic work on all these riders. You've got Thomas Main there. As we have another Hope rider. What I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and head down the course a bit and try and get a good aerial shot of the finish for everyone. If we can get a good aerial shot of the finish, then that would be good from the top, as we might have a better signal. Looks like Del Grosso has won the Netherlands Championships as well. I am having that come through in the chat now. Tibor Del Grosso winning the Netherlands champs. He has been on fire recently in the elite scene, beating Wout van Aert in that sprint, taking it to the other riders in Diegem, the night cross. Absolutely fantastic racing. What a superb rider. He just is so smooth, especially with his technical skills. He has got a YouTube channel, absolutely fantastic. You should go and check that out. He has done some great videos on the channel if you haven't already seen that. If you are enjoying this, give this a like and give this channel a subscribe. These guys are racing really well. All these guys out here, people are loving it on Carnage Corner still. The whole race, there has been a great crowd and great atmosphere on Carnage Corner out there. Like I say, the pit crews still working tremendously hard to get those bikes clean for their athletes, and we must be coming through to the final laps now. There cannot be long left. Cam Mason, though, in the lead of the race at the moment. Will he still be in the lead as he comes through? We're going to try and head over to the sand pit / finish area. Hopefully the stream won't cut out and we will still have good coverage of the racing. They should be coming round at least one more time. We are at 50 minutes of racing now. I would think they will have one lap and be taking the bell as they come through this time. I can see some fast riders still going around the course. Will Toby Barnes have a last kick to be able to get up to Cam Mason's wheel and challenge him for that win? It looks like Cam Mason still in the lead at the moment from what I can see, but do we know what might have happened? You never know in cross. Thank you all so much for the support. We've reached 100 likes on the stream, trying to bring you the best coverage here. Absolutely disgusting weather, you're not wrong. They have got floodlights on in the corner and over that track now. It is disgusting weather, wind, rain, it is cold, it is bitter, and a fantastic race. It has been a fantastic show. All these riders doing a superb job out and around the course. And there we have Kieran Jarvis of Optimum Racing Team riding on the Ornata bike there. That has been designed by Max Avery from the East region. A fantastic looking bike. Give them a look if you haven't already. Ornata, O-R-N-A-T-A. Ornata bikes, fantastic looking bikes. Look at that bike and the paintwork. He is absolutely brilliant. As we must be coming into the final lap for these riders now. Nick Craig going in for a pit after that little crash on Carnage Corner. He has gone in for a pit there. And as we are coming round, Cameron Mason cannot be far off that sandpit. He is now coming. He's been through the sandpit and he is coming back into this field, still leading this race. He is absolutely flying through this. He has taken a bike for the last lap. How big of a gap has he got over Toby Barnes? Looks like he still has at least that 17-second gap over Toby Barnes, as Cam Mason is absolutely flying around this course. He is really storming. Can we see Toby Barnes? Toby Barnes looking just coming into the field in the distance. Definitely a bigger gap this time for Cam Mason. He has got this wrapped up. Must be one lap to go. It's not over yet though. Anything can happen. We are in cyclocross. There are crashes, there is carnage, and it is cyclocross, and that is why we love it. Fantastic support out here today, but Cam Mason really putting down the hammer here. He is really pushing on now for this last lap. Real strong work from him. As you can see, he's riding the camp, and a lot of the other riders further back aren't able to ride, and he is putting down the power, showing why he is already the 3-time British champion and is looking for a 4th title. Here comes Toby Barnes, still chasing on. He has not given up yet. He is still chasing on. He knows anything can happen, and it is fantastic riding from Toby Barnes back through the field now. Can we see any of the other riders? I cannot see any of the other riders who he's competing against. These two boys have a massive gap. All these other riders are around looking like lapped riders. These guys have a humongous gap over the rest of the field as they head into this last lap. As Cam Mason goes down Carnage Corner there, a fantastic job from him. He has ran that this time, decided running it was the better bet for him.
Are you doing Cyclocross?
Yeah.